everybody, I'm Joey Evans.
And I'm Chris Yee.
Today we are talking about Star Wars Super Teams.
Yeah, exactly. You ever wanted to race around the galaxy and see
Yes.
what's faster? The Tantive 4 or the Death Star?
The what? The Tantive 4?
Tantive 4.
I'm a Star Trek guy, but I do like this one. Didn't know that was a thing.
Tantive 4 is basically the equivalent of Romulans.
Now that's all you have to say. Should have led with that. But we're going to talk about what this game is, and then we're going to talk about how we like it. Okay, we are set up for a game of Star Wars Super Teams here. Super Teams, this is a race, and we're set up for 2 players here. The only difference is that, first of all, there are 4 different colors here: green, black, red, and yellow. And in 2 players, like we're set up here, each player is going to get 2 different colors. In 3 players, you're going to remove one of the colors, everybody gets a color, and in 4 players, you do teams, where you have 2 teams of 2 colors, or sorry, 1 team of 2 colors, and another team of 2 colors. All right, and the game ends when all the teams, or all the ships of a certain team will reach the final planet. What happens is you're all going to have movement cards. It's very simple here. Here's your hand of movement cards. On your turn, you're going to play a movement card. So for example, right here, I am green and black. Here, I can play this 4, and I can move either one of my black ships here. So I can go ahead and move one of these fighters here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? And I get to choose which one of these I want to go to, and we'll get to what those do in a moment. But now, going to movement then, say red. Red is not my team, but I can still play the red card, or I can still play the yellow card. Why would I move someone else's ship? Well, we'll get into that in a moment, because you have to use all the cards in your hand. So even though you don't want to move them, you're going to have to move them. So you move them in the way that benefits them the least and may even hurt them going forward. Okay, there are also special spaces on the board, and this is where it's going to get pretty cool. So let me tell you the special spaces. If you move up to here, you're going to get one of these bonus cards, which you do. Everyone is going to start with 2 bonus cards in their hands. So over here, each team is going to have those. We'll go into what those bonus cards do in a moment. This right here is a hyperspace. So say this, you go right here and you have ended here, and you're going to start there. What's going to happen then is anything you play is doubled. So if I play this 3 right here, it becomes a 6, and I can then move myself 6. Again, when you get to these kind of crossroads, the person moving the ship gets to choose which direction they take. So of course, if you're going to move the other team, you want to take the longer route or the more dangerous route. So this right here, these hyperspace double the space. Then right here, you're going to have asteroids. So asteroids, if you start here, whatever you play becomes a 1. Okay, so say right here, you play this 5, it now instead is a 1. So if you have a high number of the other team, you're going to want to play that when they're on an asteroid field. That way they only move 1. And then finally, you've got these maw spaces right here. These are interesting. If you ever end your movement on one of these, you have to go through it in 1 turn. If you ever end right here, it is going to then send you right back. So you have to kind of go through all of those in a full clip. Now, let's go to the bonus cards. Bonus cards, each person, like I said, is going to have 2 to start the game. And let's take a look at what these actually do. First off, you've got this one. You can play at any time that adds +1. You can even play when someone else is playing a card of your color. You're going to say, actually, you're going to move +1, so it turns their 5 into a 6. Then right here, you're going to ignore asteroid fields. So when you play a card, you don't have to just treat it as a 1. You can treat it as the actual number that's on there. And I'll give that one a moment. I really like that one. This one right here, this one you do it ×2. So you pretty much are going to do what you would normally do on a hyperspace, but do it on anything they play. So if they play a 6, you do it ×2, it becomes a 12. And this dodging maneuver right here, this one you play if your ship would ever end on one of these maw spaces here, instead of going back to the end. If I play this, then I would actually shoot right back through it. All right, and this one is pretty cool. This is probably my favorite one in the entire thing. So say this is happening right here, and then this card gets a 6. This grapple right here means that when a ship passes you, you kind of grapple on and takes you with them. For example, if this is a 6, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It then pulls you forward, so you are actually taken with that ship. And that is a grapple bonus card. So again, one more thing I mentioned before is if you ever have to go into a space with 2 options, you get to choose as a person moving the ship which side they're going to go into. And then one more thing, as these are going to start to go different places along the board, as you're going to go ahead and have a ship go ahead and finish right here, the first ship to cross the finish line, as soon as one of the ships happens, these bonus cards are handed out. Randomly, 2 are going to be handed out to each player. So it's kind of going to speed the game up once one ship actually finishes. Then one other thing is, say one red is finished, say this other red finally finishes as well. This is what's interesting, because then any movement cards of this color, for example, red right here, those become wild. So you can use those to move any color you want to. I could use this to move green, black, whatever. So that is very important to remember, because once you cross that, then all of those become far more powerful because they can move the rest of the ships, and that's when the game just starts flying through. Okay, again, that's not all the rules. That's a quick and dirty how to play Star Wars Super Teams. Let's send it back and to see what we thought about it. Okay, so that's not all the rules, but pretty much probably most of them. It's a pretty straightforward game.
It is, yep. Play card, move ship, go. Woo. That's not in the rule book?
It sounds very Neanderthal. Play sharp, play card, ship go, boom. Yeah, but this right here, it's one that I thought, okay, when you start you play those colors, and at first, you have a hand of 6 cards, and you're like, I'm never going to play your color. But you have to play all the cards in your hand.
Yep. It's just going to be, so when do you do it? And that's, I think, the entirety of the game, but that's not a bad central hook
It is not.
To kind of wrap everything around.
No, because you're going to want to play it whenever, save those 6s for when they're in that asteroid belt,
Right.
Or 3 that's going to put them into that little conveyor belt, they call it the Mar or whatever, where you just slide right back.
Right, or you're like, oh, well, you're 2 spaces away from one of those hyperspace places. 3, I'm going to move you right past it, right? I'm helping, right? And that's kind of the entirety of this game, is you can be dealt literally none of your own card, and you're like, oh, what do I do now? I'll just help as much as I can.
This game, for me, drips with sarcasm.
Yes.
You're like, here you go. Oh, man, look at that. You just slid right back.
Yeah. Oh, it's the modern equivalent of like, sorry, right?
It really is. I think that's why I look at this as a family style game. Although I play with gamers, and it's still fun. But for families, this really shines too.
I agree, right? If your family's not afraid to have a little bit of the like, ooh, yeah, got mom, yeah,
yes.
Like, I mean, if you're the term that oftentimes gamers use, very Care Bear, right? Some families do not like, teasing each other,
right?
Mechanically in the game, not like, ridiculing Joey for many reasons, right? But
yes, so many.
Yeah, messing around with each other's pieces and stuff. That's all this game really is. You want to play your own cards when it's most advantageous. You really just want to put everyone else in a disadvantageous as possible position, but you can only move them forward at the same time. So it's never like bluntly mean.
Right. And then you've got those boost cards to kind of negate it. It's like, oh no, asteroids don't bother me,
Yeah.
Or you're going to move me on to that. Oh, look, +1. I just made it past that. And it's, those.
Or the grappling hook.
Oh, I love the grappling hook.
Someone zooms by, you're like, oh no, you messed with me. Woo!
It's so good.
23 skidoo.
That is the one I will hold in my hand, be like, just waiting.
Yeah.
It's like, we're both going. And then I think it scales really well at the end. Every race game for me, it's all about how well balanced it is. You don't want that runaway leader. This one, as soon as that first ship crosses, you get more boost cards.
Yeah.
And that itself is going to change the game. And then once one color goes through, having that color be wild, that is massive.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, I think the thing is that depending on player count, it's going to be a little different. If you're playing 2-player and you control
2 colors apiece,
2 colors
right.
each, that matters a lot,
yes.
Right? If you're playing with 4, I think once one team finishes, that's just it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's neat that it does scale 4-player count in that sense, and you never really have to muck too much with the deck. And 3, take out 1 color.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. So when you look at this with like the whole, you can see the ships through the clear punch out on the front of the board. It looks like a game that absolutely belongs on the Walmart shelf.
100%. Yeah.
But it's made a little bit better than that, right? Than you would expect, and yet it's still as approachable as any other game that you would see on the Walmart shelf. I feel like, right?
Yeah.
So zany, funky, funny moments and stuff, but it is what it is, and what it is, it does well for that, I think.
So where are you coming down on it? Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts, I think that's kind of it, right? Like, this is obviously meant to be a very approachable game, and it is. It has silly, funny moments, and it is. But underneath it all, there is what you're talking about, a fairly well-balanced game, right? It's kind of forcibly balanced by you're going through that deck evenly, right. But it's about taking advantage, sticking someone in the red zone. Oh, you slid back, sorry. So I'm coming in at a 7. I like this one. I recommend it. I think that anyone who has a family that likes Star Wars is your thing, 100% this is for you. And if, even if you're just looking for a kind of, a lot of times people call it like beer and pretzels kind of a game.
Right.
Not one you take very seriously. You can play this with whoever, wherever. If they like the theme, I think you'll enjoy it. It's a 7 for me.
I'm a bit higher, 7.5 for me, because I do enjoy this a lot. This is one that is very light and it's very fun. Again, a little bit of take that, but not game breaking, because either way, any way you play, it's going to be a close race at the end most of the time. Yeah. Which really makes it bounce. The balance on this really makes it shine. And also the little minis are really well done. They feel good. They just go, and you have great feelings in this game.
I think people are going to say, oh, they look so cheap. No, they look like an approachable game.
They
right?
do.
Yeah, I think that it looks great for what it is.
I agree, 100%. So this is Star Wars Super Teams. So that is a seal of approval for us here at the Dice Tower. I'm Joy Evans.
And I'm Chris Yeh.
I'm going to go watch Star Wars.
Learn what the Tantive 4 is.
I don't know what it is.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out What's Happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.
Talk about what this game is, and then we're going to talk about how we like it. It's the weirdest transition I've ever done. It's like, where am I going? I kind of took off with nowhere to land with all that. I'm like, okay, what this game is? I don't understand what that means. Don't know what I meant by that. All right.